let's just look at this little area a little bit. The worst thing you can do when you're trying to cut in a line, you're trying to cut this line in, is load your paintbrush up and have so much paint on there that as you're getting ready to put it on the wall, you're going to use all that paint right along that edge. It's never going to work. Never. That paint is going to run over the edge. You may say, oh, I'll just hold it 1/8 of an inch above the baseboard until that paint kind of runs off there. That's not going to work either. And then what's going to happen is you're going to create a line right there, and every time you go back to try to finish it, that line extends down here, and then pretty soon you hit that line of paint, and then it spooges up on top of the baseboard. You just can't do that. So when I'm not gonna get a whole lot of paint on here at any one go. I'm only gonna cut in probably from there to about here at any one time. But what I do is once I get the paint on here, okay, and I'll clean it up, and that's why I like to not use. That's why I don't like to use a bucket or anything like that. I like to just use a little paint tray because I can just set it in the paint tray, dab it a little bit like that. Okay, now as I have it on there, I'm gonna come up here high, and I'm gonna wipe this paint off on the wall like that. I'm gonna wipe it off the wall. Okay, then the paint that I have here is my staging area. I use that paint, and I'm gonna end up using most of that paint down here. Okay, I'm gonna put it on here and kind of wipe that edge off up high so I don't hit the base. Then I'm going to come down a little bit lower, and then I'm going to kind of clean my brush off, and then I'm going to come back in here like this, slide it down. See how I can put the paintbrush up here and then just bend it, and it pooches down, and I can make a line just like that. And then I'm only going to go so far. Then I'm going to take this paint like this, where the staging area is, and I'm going to load it up on my paintbrush, and I'm going to do it again. Boom. Okay? And then if I have ridges on here, which I do, the spray texture, sometimes when the paint goes on there, it doesn't cover up all those ridges. You may think, oh, I just put more thicker paint on there, more paint. Well, you don't want too much paint down to this edge, because then it could start running on here, or you could make a line there. Now you're like, oh man, how do I get that off? Okay, I see what he's talking about now. And so I may go like this, you know, once or twice along here. And if I still see something, I'm going to flip it around. And then I'm going to do the same thing backwards. And I'm just going to hit that. Boom. And that's going to take the paint that went over that bump, and it's going to pull it back on the bump where it missed. You see what I mean? And it kind of takes a knack to do it. And so that's why I want you to watch these videos on me cutting this in, okay? Because it's kind of tricky. It's kind of tricky, but you can do it if you just spend a little bit of time on it, a little patience. And again, I like to go from left to right. I just have a better knack of doing it. But see, if you're going from right to left, if I did this wall from right to left, this is how I would do it. I would see, as I'm right, I have to look down low enough over the edge of this paintbrush so that I can see this edge. So I'm going to be down. I'm going to be like that. And then I've got to hold my hand way up here. It's kind of awkward. I could hold my hand here and do this, or I'm going to hold my hand here, and then I have to really bend down in there to see that. Do you see what I mean? It's very tricky in order to do it from right to left for me, with me being right-handed. It's just because I'm here like this, and I have to really get down and dirty so I can see it. This is usually how I'll do it. You know, put my hand out here, put my head down here, but I can't do that when I'm in a corner. If I'm in a corner, I may have to kind of do this business, you know, as I go. So that's why I like to go. That's why I like to go from right to left, because I'm right here. I'm dabbing in my paint tray. I've got my knee pad here, and I can just kind of be like this. Put it on, get down in there, and go for it. Take my paint right here, do it again. You can't just cut it in. You can't just cut this line in one time and think you're done. It's never going to work. You've got to get more paint on there and then swish it around there. See, I got some high spots over there, and then I'm going to have to fill that in, make sure I get that plenty of paint on there. And then when I get down in here and cut that in, I may end up having to cut that in twice that direction. Then I may have to go back this way to hit any bits that are missing. So, I mean, you're talking from this little section, I'm going to actually cut it right into the baseboard, probably 3 or 4 passes. Do you see what I mean? And I just push it up here, slide it down there. Don't just try to put this exactly where it goes. It's hard to do that, okay? I'm going to be up here, I'm going to push down, spread it, squeeze a little bit, and slide it. And see, that's the other thing. I've got eggshell paint on here. You slide that eggshell paint on, you might think, oh, it's not thick enough. Then you've got to put a little bit more on, and then go back this other way to clean it up. You see what I'm saying? So it takes a real knack at doing it. But if you're patient and you have a steady hand, you can do it. Okay? And that goes for around door frames, that goes for door frames, that goes for around windows. Same thing. You know, I'm just putting it up like that, bending it, and then I get right down where I need it. You know, when I do a corner up there, I do the same thing. I do this and squeeze it in there to do that inside corner, then come down here at a 45. Come down there at a 45, do that one up there at a 45 and go a little bit. And then I'm kind of upside down. I'm kind of upside down as I'm holding this on my ladder and stuff. And you'll get pretty good at it. And then when you get done, do the best you can. When you get done, you can stand back and you can kind of look. Now see, up in here, I didn't do too great. It was very difficult. Man, it's hard to see. Where are we? It's hard to see that up there. But I can see there's different spots. Excuse me. There's some different spots up there where I can go back there and do a better job. Some of it could be on the ceiling. Some of it could be on the wall. Okay? And I can clean that stuff up. But when you're working and you're up there high off of a ladder and you're trying to do the best you can and you've got a light on or you don't, you know, you're just up there. You're holding your head up at an angle and you're trying to hold this as best you can flat up against the ceiling. Your eyes start getting wiggy, you're squinting, you're getting tired, you're sore, and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes your trim doesn't look very good. Now that wall, I'm going to cut this wall in again. Now that it's dry and I stand back, I can see the different areas. So I can stand back, get up there on a ladder, and clean up that line. Now this line over here, I did way better. I don't know what the deal is. This one came out nice and straight. And up here on the soffit, that actually turned out pretty good. There's a couple little spots where I see one over there and one about there. I can clean that up. And the other day, I had to paint with this little paintbrush right up along the scribe mold of the cabinets. Now, I see I got just a little bit of paint up there. Hey, I could only do the best that I could up there and contorted different positions and stuff, and I'll be able to clean that off with a sharp putty knife. And in fact, I might want to do that first thing this morning with my sharp putty knife. And I've got a sharp one here. See how sharp that one is? This one here used to look like that. I use this one for all kinds of stuff. When it gets bad, don't just throw them away. You should have seen the other one I had. It went about that big, and I use that for all kinds of stuff. For scraping and stuff, it finally snapped off, and now I'm using that one. So I just kind of go on down the road. But try starting to do your painting. Hopefully you've been watching some of my painting videos, so you can go this whole video series on my channel to find the painting episodes, or you can go to my YouTube channel and go to my main channel page, go to playlists, and then scroll down to painting, and I've got all my videos that I've done painting with are there on the playlist. You can do it, and you can start saving. Don't start paying somebody else to do all your painting. From now on, you can do it yourself. Look at that. All the oak floor planking is gone. Oh, she was very happy about it too. And remember, I had some paint here. I was gonna sell that on Facebook Marketplace. I didn't even post it yet. And she said she was remodeling her house, and I talked her into buying that paint. I had over $100 worth of paint that's a couple weeks old, and sold it to her for 15 bucks. You know, I could have sold it probably for a little bit more, but at least I got rid of it. She's happy, I'm happy, and away you go. Well, time to get busy. Facebook Marketplace, baby. You know, start selling. Think about starting to sell all your stuff that you don't need around the house anymore. Take pictures of it, post it on Facebook Marketplace. It's easy, and it will make you some money.